Hello and welcome to this Minecraft tutorial with me, Groover. Now today I have for you this player minecart loader unloader type thing. So this is ideal for kind of railroads or rail tracks where you want to be able to get players into minecarts, take them off on a ride, and then get your minecart back at the end and sort of pop it into a box ready to be used. Very simple little circuit at the bottom here that I've used. But basically this can be end-to-end or circular or however you like. And what I mean by end-to-end is you can have one of the start points and one of the end points at different places. They don't have to connect back up, but you can kind of have it on a big loop with as many stops in between as you so wish. Right, I don't think that any of that made sense, but hopefully it'll make sense when I get in the ride. So we're going to go into here, onto the pressure plate. This is just going to wait here for you to jump in. In you get, and off you go. And then it does its loop, and then it just deposits you at the end, basically. Just pops you out, and away you go, off in the direction that you so wish. So we'll just go on another little ride around that, just so you get the idea. And the minecart gets looped back into the system, so you don't have to worry about running out of minecarts or people walking off with your minecarts. So yeah, let's go ahead and have a look at what you're going to need for this build. Right, to build this you are going to need the items in this chest. Now the top two rows there are items that you're definitely going to need. You can have up to 9 minecarts in this, in fact you can have up to 19, it doesn't really matter, but you don't need really more than 4 or 5. So the top two rows are things that you're definitely going to need. These are just solid blocks, any old solid blocks, doesn't really matter. And then down here on the bottom row we've got extra powered rails, and extra power sources. So you can power the powered rails however you like. In the same way that I'm using redstone torch here, you can use whatever kind of power outlet you want to power with, okay? So it's not a big deal, we're just going to do this real quick and show you exactly what needs to be done to get the effect that you wish. Right, let's go. Right, let's get started with this. Now, what you need to work out first is where you want the actual cart to leave from. So once you've worked out exactly where you want the cart to leave from, you're going to go down by 2 blocks underneath that. At the bottom of that, you're going to place in a solid block and then your dispenser facing up. Now from here, we're going to go back 2 blocks from there. We're going to go down 1, 2, and 3, just like that. And then we're going to place in a couple of redstone pieces and then a solid block on top. I'll grab those out because I like to keep things like that. And then we'll place that on top, tidy that up, and then we're going to place on our pressure plate right there. Now that's going to trigger that to dispense, which is perfect. Now next up is we're going to build up a little shape just like this, okay, with your solid blocks. We're going to place in a repeater right there, and we're going to take the last of our redstone and run it like that, okay? So that's what you should now have. Next is we're going to come around the back here and we're going to get our observer and face it just like that. Okay. And then we're going to place a piece of string on the front. Now whilst we're at it, we're going to put this onto full delay. That's important. That has to be on full delay, otherwise this is not going to work. Right, next up is we're going to come around the back here and we're going to break 1, 2, 3 blocks just like that. I'm going to place in a hopper and a hopper, and I'm going to jump down and grab those pieces, and then I'm going to get these items onto the hotbar ready to be used. So I'm going to place in my sand right there and then my cactus right there. Now this is almost done, we just need to actually put in the rails really. So we're going to break this block just underneath the observer, and then we're going to place a powered rail there and a normal rail there. And then we're going to place any old rail that we feel like right there and then break it. And then replace that with a solid block. Okay, so this is what you now have. Now, if you so wish, we can just give it a real quick test. This is the loader part completely done. Throw in your minecarts, off they go. Once we walk up to this, it's going to dispense that onto the rail. That's going to wait. We jump in and then off we go. So that's the loader part done. Now we just need to do the unloader part. So from here I'm going to place in an activator rail just like that, and then after the activator rail some normal rails running in that direction, and then we're just going to place a power piece right next to that there. So that's going to make sure that when the minecart arrives here, let's run in some extra stuff. So when the minecart arrives here, it's going to dispense the person to the right hand side. Okay, if you don't want the person to be dispensed to the right hand side, put solid blocks there and it'll dispense them to the left. Okay, so that's pretty simple. Just 2 high solid blocks and it'll go, oh, there's nothing there, I'll go this way. But as you walk down in the direction of travel, it will pop people off to the right. Now what you saw there was the cactus broke the minecart and then dispensed it back into there. And then basically you're ready to go ahead and build up this loop. So let's go ahead and build up this loop. Right, and there we go. That is the loop all built up and ready. I'm just going to throw that back down there so it ends up back in the thing. So yeah, all that I've done is I've used the powers here to power the rails. It's going to send me in a full loop and dispense me right there. Okay, so step on, pops out, off we go. Little ride around. Oh, ran out of power. Not too clever, but we can add a bit more power there and just carry on our ride. There we go. Off we go, and pops me out right there, like I said it would. Now you can add your decoration or whatever you like around this. Personally, I quite like the idea of people just sort of walking up to a bar like that, and then boom, it's in front of them, they jump in, and then off they go. And then when they come out, I quite like the idea of there being a little tunnel. So they come out down a tunnel and just walk down there and out of the way. So, there we go. That is it. All done. Dead easy. Took no time at all. And we can ride this all day long. So, there we go, guys. I hope that you found that tutorial useful. I think this is a very, very simple loader. It's a nice little simple one where you're not running after the minecart to try and jump in it as it's moving as well. So, there you go. I hope that you enjoyed it. Of course, if you did, please do leave a like. And if you want to see some more, drop me a subscribe. And I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.